All right, good morning, everybody. If you are looking for access to education that will level you up as a cybersecurity professional and help you absolutely dominate either job interviews or your day-to-day work, you are in luck. Welcome to Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Free Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. This is episode 936 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Free Podcast. And over the next hour, hold on one second, who's going to be doing it? Me, you, Mrs. Auger, Dave Clifton, Tim McDonald, Dragos, Tony Parrish, Running and Gaming, Tony Jack, Blue Badges, Augusta Delgado, and Alana Boyajian, Anthony S. Guys, people in Vegas, people wanting to be in Vegas, we are all going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, and I'll be doing everything within my power and control to go beyond the headlines and in real time rip out the essence of the story and find lessons learned for you to be just a more advanced practitioner, things you're not going to learn in a textbook or a classroom because I've lived them, frankly, and that's what's up. Also, I want to point out that because of the Simply Cyber community, as you can see in chat right now, just popping off above my head right here, we have a wealth of experience. So if there's something I don't know about, then I guarantee you someone in the community will know about it. I even have in answer to one of the jaw-jacking questions that I had no idea yesterday after talking to Real Bilbo, so we can answer that too. Guys, I want you to know every single story that we're going to cover, whether it's United Airlines technical glitch affecting people's trip into Vegas, or it's, AI hacking, whatever it is. I don't research or prep for any of the stories. In fact, I haven't even had my coffee yet, so I'm absolutely, it's absolutely brutal. Yes, Heber Morera, I do get up, and for those who don't know, I'm in Las Vegas right now in a hotel, and the reason I get up at 5 a.m. to do the show is because it's an 8 a.m. Eastern show, and there's people who get up on the West Coast at 5 for 5 a.m. shows, and I'm not going to be a poser and be like, oh, it's inconvenient for me when I'm on the West Coast. No, I live this, so let's go. Also, shout out to Australians who stay up late. I see you. Guys, we got a great show for you. We're going to go through 8 stories, and then at the end of the show, we'll have jaw-jacking, which is a separate program of just answering questions, AMA style, helping people level up their career. On top of that, every single day of the week has a special segment. And Thursdays is What's Your Meme Thursday from Dan Reardon, a.k.a. The Haircut Fish. This gentleman right here who's making custom piping hot memes for us on the reg. So we've got a great show for you as always. I do want to say shout out and thanks to the stream sponsors. First, Starbucks Instant Coffee. Starbucks Instant Coffee, not an actual real sponsor, but one that I'm going to fake an ad read for so I can take a slug of this ridiculously hot coffee. I sound kind of congested too. Vegas is crushing me this time around, guys. Give me a second. Oh my God, that's hot. All right. Dude, show brought to you, stream sponsors. I want to say thank you to the stream sponsors. Let's start with Threat Locker. We'll do the ad read while I blow on my coffee. I'll be in chat. Oh, we got a first timer, Ferdy G. Ferdy G, welcome to the party, pal. Hold on, let's do this properly. Ferdy G, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
What? What? All right. Day 4 of sharing a podcast studio with my wife's bedroom. It's all right, let's keep going. Ferdy G, welcome to the party. If you guys can welcome her, or him, that'd be good. All right, let's talk about the stream sponsors, starting with Threat Locker. Let's listen to them really quick. Remember, please use the links in the description below. It does help. If you go to those links, use those links. They are tracked, so we know if they are performing or not performing. And basically, the sponsors are like, oh, this is great, or oh, you're not really doing anything, Jerry. So do me a favor, check the links out, see if there's anything interesting to you. I'll be in chat. Let's go. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com/dailycyber. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out for the super chat from James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. James McQuiggan saying in chat, good morning, Team SC. Black Cat is on point with Sessions, Hallway Con, and of course the vendors. It was so crazy yesterday that I missed seeing Jerry. That will be rectified today. Coffee cup cheers. Absolutely, James. And quick shout out, James McQuiggan posting content on social media and some Easter eggs in there. So go find James McQuiggan's posts and engage with them. I think you might be pleasantly surprised if you're a regular Simply Cyber community member. I do want to say quick shout out and love to Tyler Ramsby at 35,000 feet. The rarefied air of Tyler Ramsby coming to us from the clouds as he travels for the conference. All right, guys, I want to say quick shout out to Antisyphon Training, another stream sponsor. Antisyphon Training is disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by offering cutting-edge, high-quality education for ridiculously low rates. The reason they can do that is because they're very community driven. They want people to have access to the education. I want to call your attention to Blue Team Summit. This is an absolutely free, high value conference that can be attended virtually. So really, I would just say there's no reason not to register at a minimum, get it on your calendar. And if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. But if it does work out, you're going to be happy that you did. Also, quick shout out. Several Simply Cyber community members are speaking at this conference. So if you want to support the community, this is a great opportunity to get a double shot, right? You win by attending a summit, getting some new education, and connecting with others in the greater cyber community, but also supporting our own community members who will be speaking. I do want to say shout out to Fortified 365 over at Barricade Cyber Solutions. Yo, Barricade Cyber Solutions has this Fortified 365 solution that absolutely can help you and your organization harden your attack surface if you're running Microsoft 365, which many of us are, let's be honest. So if you are still running the default, configuration, maybe you did a couple little tweakings, you're missing a huge opportunity and you're actually introducing your organization to massive cyber risk. The way that you can take advantage of this is go to fortify365.com today, connect with Eric Taylor and the team at Barricade Cyber, have them come in, consult, look at your environment, and honestly, hook you up. You're already paying for the M365 solution. There's no good reason to not configure it to be hardened to the optimal settings, right? Fortify365.com. Go check it out today. And finally, want to say yo to Delete Me, guys. Final ad read for the show here. Let's talk Delete Me, yo. All right. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Data brokers make a profit off your data. Your data is a commodity. Anyone on the web can buy your private details. This can lead to identity theft, phishing attempts, and harassment. But now you can protect your privacy with Delete Me. I've been using Delete Me for probably a year now. It's been very, very low friction. I can definitely appreciate the service they're doing because as someone with an active online presence, privacy is really important to me. I have my wife, my children, people I care about. While I'm a big community-first individual, that doesn't mean I don't want to, protect my privacy, right? Like, it'd be nice to have my home not be, basically a home address accessible to anyone who wants it. And Delete Me helps me manage that risk by, basically working to get my information removed from data broker websites. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Use code simplycyber. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Code simplycyber. Thank you very much. That was a little Elvis for Vegas. Hey, really quickly, if today is your first episode, like Ferdy G's first episode, do me a favor, drop a hashtag first timer in chat, hashtag first timer in chat. We have a special welcome for everybody, and we would just love welcoming newcomers, first timers. Want them to know that this is a cool space and a place that they are more than included in. All right. Finally, every episode's worth half a CPE. So if you do have cybersecurity certifications you need to maintain, don't be shy. Say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, file it away once a year, count the number of screenshots, divide by 2. That's the number of CPEs you have. Again, every episode is half a CPE. If you do it every day, that's 2.5 a week, 10 a month. It's very, very easy to get all of these CPEs that you need. All right? All right, Straw Hat Sex saying drop likes if you like the Simply Cyber universe. Heck yeah, thanks, man. All right, guys, let's do this. I feel like I either need coffee or water or something. I don't know what I need, but we're gonna get into it. Do me a favor, sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news
Spicy!
wash over us in an awesome way. That's so funny.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Thursday, August 7th, 2025. I'm Sarah Lane. Hackers hijacked Google's Gemini AI with a poisoned calendar invite to take over a smart home. Wired has a new report on security researchers who are demonstrating indirect prompt injection attacks by hiding prompts for Gemini in Google Calendar items. At Black Hat this week, they reported how these prompts could cause Gemini to do things like raise your smart blinds or start a Zoom call every time you say to Gemini, thanks. The researchers informed Google of the methods in February, and Google has since deployed mitigations.
All right. This is cool. Like, I don't know if this research is being dropped at Black Hat. It didn't say that. This is very cool. There's very little information. The one piece of information they have is that the calendar invite is the payload that can cause the AI to take action. So remember, guys, when you have these smart home devices that are all interconnected with your Amazon Alexas or your Google Homes, it is very convenient, right? Like right now, personally, I can check to see what the humidity is in the studio back at the Buffer Auger flow down in the low country. That's very, very convenient. I can't change the temperature in the room because I don't have that level of smart home. But the idea of this, like, George Jetson type future home that does all the things for you is very, very appealing. It's cool. It looks great. When you see these movies and they have like the windows go up and down and music turns on when you enter rooms, yeah, it's very cool. As proven by this security research, that anyone can manipulate these cyber physical systems and effectively cause adverse events for you. This should be this is an interesting attack vertical. I will say that this is clearly one of those like very sexy security research blogs, because you are able to hack AI and manipulate IoT systems, which to me is like a double shot, right? Like AI is super hot. Hold on. AI is hot.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
And anytime you can manipulate physical systems, it's very hot. Like if you think back to oh my God, Charlie Miller, when he hacked the Jeep Cherokee, like that's very hot. When you have just these systems, it's cool. Now again, they say Google fixed the problem, so literally there's nothing for you to do. The problem doesn't even exist in your home anymore. I'm sure the Google Homes auto updated, or the whatever the calendar invite attack sequence was has been there's a filter or a check that's been put in place. So this is basically post-mortem research, but it is very cool. I will say it reminds me of like I know everybody at this point knows about these home home assistant devices, but I just want to think about this for a second. Like whenever you're doing this, whether it's in your home, it's at your work, whatever. Think about this. Like how is the AI or the smart devices, how are they validating your identity? Right? That's to me like that's what it all boils down to, right? There's obviously no validation being done by these devices on where the command is coming from. It reminds me, I had one of the early Amazon Echoes. It was like shaped like a Pringles can. We had it in our kitchen, and my neighbor, every time my neighbor came over, when he would leave, he would say, "Alexa, volume 10, Alexa, play Slayer," and then he would like giggle and like slam my door and leave, and then I would have to listen to like the first few bars of Slayer at max volume before I was able to issue a command to stop doing that. But my point is, it was like just a perfect example of the identity is completely removed because the idea is, oh, if this is in your home, only trusted voices would be speaking, right? And that's just not the case, especially when you are able to issue API calls to manipulate these things. So, yeah, interesting research, kind of a cool story, but there's absolutely zero meat to it. So I don't even know, like,
NVIDIA rejects U.S. demand for backdoors in AI chips. NVIDIA is rejecting some U.S. lawmakers' calls to add backdoors or kill switches in its AI chips, saying that the measures would create security vulnerabilities. Chief Security Officer David Reber Jr. said in a blog post that hardware-level controls without user consent, quote, would violate the fundamental principles of cybersecurity. These comments follow proposed U.S. legislation that would mandate tracking and remote disabling features in AI chips.
What? What law? Like, what is this, dude? Like, okay. So the idea of putting backdoors in chips so you can control it from a central government perspective, that's 1984, right? Like non-consent backdoors. Apple had this problem with the iPhone and Google. I mean, iPhone and iCloud back a couple years ago with the San Bernardino mass shooter, and the FBI wanted Apple to bake in a backdoor. It went all the way to the Supreme Court. The FBI ultimately backed out because they got a hacker out of Australia to break into the phone. But my point is, the reason people were freaking out and pushing back is because that's the tools of authoritarianism. Again, the lawmakers who are requesting this backdoor into the chip are not saying, "Oh, we'd love for you to put a backdoor in so we can spy on citizens." I'm sure that I didn't even read the story, but I'm sure they're couching it as a law enforcement mechanism, a capability to help move quicker, find bad. Right? It's always the same arguments on why you would want to give this level of reach for law enforcement, but the reality is that those law enforcement is humans. There's humans there, right? So, a scorned lover, a mentally unhealthy, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you're like addicted to a person, like unhealthy fascination, right? That like a celebrity, right? Like I knew a guy once who like worked at an organization that was huge and was like looking for NBA basketball players to see if any of them were customers of the company. So it's like people are going to people, all right? So this would just be a technology capability and it's how it's used by a human that would cause it to be a problem. So, yes, I appreciate Nvidia not wanting to do this. I also appreciate this coming to light as far as um, an initiative that's trying to be sought by the chip maker. I mean, by the lawmakers. Again, I don't know which lawmakers, but this definitely seems like an authoritarian mechanism. Obsession. Thank you, Phil Stafford. My Boston accent's wicked strong today. All right. So yeah, this is like, dude. Think about authoritative regimes. Like, just think about any of them that exist currently. Right? You do something that's not popular, they can see it, because they have access to your stuff, and then they can, in this instance, track you. So they know exactly where you are. They know exactly where you're going. And if they can track multiple, which they would be able to, they could see which ones are collecting together, right? And then you could start identifying relationships, et cetera, et cetera. So I also think, in full disclosure, that this lawmaker, if I had to guess, is not wrapping this up in the let's protect our US citizens. There is this global situation going on with chips, AI, US and China, in world power. And if I had to guess, okay, like let me get my little speculative hot take here. Where's my hot take? If I had to guess, this is more about having backdoors into these devices. So, so you might have capabilities to look at what China's doing. Okay, so you can see here, Chinese officials have alleged that they already exist. So I will tell you this: if backdoors are implemented in any device, you can't necessarily control what devices get backdoors. This is a great security research project. If you buy a piece of technology, right, you can set it up in a lab and you can look at it, and it will eventually attempt to reach out to C2, right? Because it needs to phone home and say, hey, I'm here. Do you want me to do anything? Once it phones home, that's when you can identify the traffic. You could see where it's going. You can identify the fact that it's doing it all together. You can also dump the firmware and reverse engineer it, look at it in different tools like Ghidra or IDA, and look at what it looks like, right? You can see that you can't hide it, right? Like if you reverse software, if it has a capability to open a network connection, it's going to be there. If it has a hard-coded, undocumented admin account, it's going to be in the code. It has to be in the code, right? So a lot of fun research projects for people there.
Google says hackers stole its customers' data by breaching its Salesforce database. Google says hackers linked to the Shiny Hunters group breached one of its Salesforce databases containing small business contact information. While only basic and largely public data was taken, the attackers used voice phishing to gain access and may be preparing a leak site. The breach is the latest in a string of Salesforce-related incidents, following attacks on Cisco, Qantas, and Pandora.
Yeah, okay, so we reported on this yesterday. Basically, Salesforce is, as far as I know, like the juggernaut in the customer CRM space, right? So if you run a business and you want to know who your customers are, what they bought, last time you talk to them, things that they click on, things that they don't click on, where they live, etc. You use a CRM, and Salesforce is like very much a high-end enterprise grade solution, but because it is a super useful, valuable set of data, it is a target. Now, Google got hacked recently, not Google proper, but Google Salesforce CRM. And they mentioned other businesses like Qantas, major airline out of Australia, that also either uses Salesforce or got breached. I had to imagine it's breached. Again, guys, welcome to 2025. Supply chain risk. That's all it is, right? If you got data in systems that you don't have control over, which is like super popular because, SaaS products are affordable, scalable, easy to, transition in and out. So they're not going anywhere, but it is a risk that you start taking. So from a GRC perspective, you have to be real about supply chain and not just say, oh, what are we going to do? I guess it just is what it is. Like, Salesforce is the top dog, so like chances are you're not going to get a different CRM. Like your chief revenue officer or your chief sales officer, your chief marketing officer is probably going to tell you to go pound sand if you tell them, "Hey, like we're going to move off Salesforce. It's too risky." They're going to say like, "What? Get out of here." Like you're not involved in this decision, Jerry. The Google Threat Intelligence Group said one of its Salesforce database systems was hacked by Shiny Hunters. Now, Shiny Hunters Shiny Hunters is a very well-known, financially motivated, advanced persistent threat actor. Not, as far as I know, not state-sponsored. They're just all about straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie.
So if they want to get you, they're going to get you. Couple things here. Number one, if your business uses Salesforce, you may want to look into this, right? Your data may be at risk. So number one, as a practitioner, that's my immediate thought. Like the immediate concern is, does this affect me? Now, the second thing, and to go beyond the headlines, is I want to share two things. One, I have heard of Google's threat analysis group. I do not know if anyone in chat is from Google. Let me know if you are and if you know what I'm talking about. But like, this says Google's threat intelligence group. That's not Google Tag. Google Tag is a threat analysis group. I don't know if they rebranded as Threat Intel Group. It looks very similar. But Google's researchers are phenomenal. Google has phenomenal cyber threat intelligence. And I want to point out, don't forget they acquired Mandiant a few years ago. So they have an amazing incident response capability. They have tons and tons of data points to inform on their research. So, it's awesome. So if you're looking for a great blog write-up, this is June 4th, so this is actually quite old, but I'm sure the value of the blog post itself is good. But this is about voice phishing as the initial attack vector going in to compromise an organization. All right. I do want to point out one other thing really quickly. If you are interested, and this is for people who are looking to break into the industry and not super aware of this, but MITRE ATT&CK is absolutely MITRE, MITRER, ATT ampersand CK. MITRE ATT&CK is a phenomenal resource. And the reason I bring it up is because if you go under their CTI, their cyber threat intelligence, they have a group section. And this is all the advanced persistent threats that they have in their group. I just want to see if Shiny Hunters is here. No, I don't see Shiny Hunters in this one. The only other thing is they were known as an unknown 6040. This is a FireEye naming convention, the UNC 6040. I'm just going to check that really quickly as well. Okay, so Shiny Hunters is not in MITRE ATT&CK. So just goes to show you MITRE ATT&CK is not perfect. I really love it, but if I wanted to get more information on Shiny Hunters, say I was doing research on them, say I suspected that maybe they were attacking my organization and I wanted to start building detections, you could use MITRE ATT&CK to see what TTPs that they are commonly associated with.
Confirms third-party data breach, warns of phishing attempts. Speaking of Pandora, the jewelry maker, with no relation to the music platform Pandora, confirmed a third-party data breach exposing customer names and email addresses, but said that no sensitive data like passwords or payment info was accessed. The company says it hasn't seen signs of the data being leaked, but is warning customers to watch for phishing attempts.
All right, I will say, I thought this was Pandora, the music company. I held on so long to Pandora and refused to make the switch to Spotify. I finally came over to Spotify. I have a paid Spotify account now, but I loved Pandora. This is Pandora, the jewelry maker. Okay, I'm going to just tell you, period, full stop, right? They said that the data hasn't been leaked yet. Dude, two things. One, if this was a data breach as just a data exfil as part of a ransomware attack, then Pandora probably just got hacked and it is what it is, and they'll go through the incident response for ransomware. If it was a targeted attack to get data exfil, this data is super valuable because jewelry is a luxury item. I don't, in my opinion, it's a luxury item, right? Like you buy jewelry, the value of it is it's artwork, right? It's art. It's made of precious metals. Some people would argue that it's overpriced and it's more of a status symbol, except for a few examples, right? For all the married people in chat. So the reason I bring up luxury items and jewelry in general is because if I get a data dump of people who are buying stuff from Pandora. Again, Pandora probably has CRMs and tracks who buys what and how much money they're spending. I can tell you right now, welcome to threatactoracademy.com. Welcome to Flaming Donkey. That's our APT. You just put that in an Excel spreadsheet, sort by money spent, and like the top 10 people are going to be your most desirable targets because they've got the most money, right? And remember, hold on. Straight cash, homie. Remember, if you're a threat actor, right, you're going to spend, say 5 hours attacking a target, right? It's the same 5 hours whether you're attacking me and you're going to get nothing, or you're attacking somebody who spent, $300,000 at Pandora last Christmas, right? So which one would you spend your 5 hours on? It's a return on investment for a threat actor, right? So again, a couple things I say on the show all the time, and to me these are like tenets that I live by, and it really defines my thought process. Is number one, follow the money, right? I had a conversation with somebody yesterday who works for a company that was acquired by MasterCard, a cybersecurity company that was acquired by MasterCard. And I said, why would MasterCard acquire your company? And we talked about it. And basically, at the end of the day, if you follow it all the way to the end, it's money. It's all about straight cash, homie. So always follow the money. And then, basically, businesses are looking for the biggest return on investment. And ROI is, attack a valuable person, not a person that isn't valuable, right? All right. Let's go.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker is a global leader in zero trust endpoint security, offering cybersecurity controls to protect businesses from zero-day attacks and ransomware. ThreatLocker operates with a default deny approach to reduce the attack surface and mitigate potential cyber vulnerabilities. To learn more and start your free trial, visit threatlocker.com/CISO. That's threatlocker.com/CISO.
All right, look where we are. Hopefully Tyler Ramsby can get this before the shut off the internet here. All right. All right, holler everybody. Welcome to the mid-roll. I hope you're all having a great show. I certainly am. We are at the bottom of the hour, so right on schedule. For all those who are in Vegas for Black Hat, DEF CON, welcome to the parties, pal. Remember, we have the community meetup on Friday. Dude, as far as I know, we're almost sold out. Like, we have over 210 registered people for the community meetup. It's bananas. It's kind of gone viral as far as I'm concerned. So super pumped to see everybody there. I know Tyler Ramsby's also super pumped. I was talking to some people just yesterday about it and sent those out. Thank you to the stream sponsors, Barricade, Delete Me, Antisyphon, ThreatLocker. Really appreciate the support and the empowering me, enabling me to basically serve this community. So thank you, stream sponsors. Every day of the week has a special segment. And Thursdays is What's Your Meme Thursday. This guy right here, Dan Reardon, a.k.a. The Crochet Master, the Haircut Fish, your brother from another mother, Dan Reardon, makes a custom meme for our community every single week. And we got a double shot for you today, okay? Double shot for you today. Number one, I just went into the archives and found one that I really enjoy. So here's your number one double shot, 90s Jerry. I'm always making 90s references. This is not a real photo, but if you were around at the time, this is an absolute caricature of what the 90s were. So, and then of course, when in Vegas, you gotta respect the Vegas vibes. So there you go, everybody. This is your Simply Cyber Thursday community meme of the week. Thank you very much, Dan Reardon. Okay, let's do this really quick. I'm working with not a lot of real estate here. Yes, the Jenko jeans, Alana Boyasian. All right, let me say what's up to everybody in chat really quickly. All right, Richard Duff's going to be at the Virtual Blue Team Summit in SCCon. JT Webb says, does your chain hang low? Don't step in a puddle. Oh my God, absolutely. So good. Legrats, love it, love it. Okay, so let's get the la la laws on. Here we go. All right, here we go. Get ready for your la 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 laws, guys. I am struggling this morning. Here we go. All right, let's keep cooking, everybody.
Microsoft researchers bullish on AI security agent, even though it let 74% of malware slip through. Microsoft unveiled Project Auger, an AI-powered reverse engineering tool that uses LLMs to analyze unknown software and determine if it's malicious. In testing, it accurately flagged 89% of the malware it detected, but only caught 26% of all malicious files. Microsoft says the system is still a prototype and plans to integrate it into Defender as a binary analyzer. Experts say the low detection rate and false positives show that AI can't fully replicate traditional methods, but will be crucial as attackers increasingly use AI themselves.
Yeah, okay. So, listen, this is a big deal right here. This might be like the most important story of the day, okay? So, Microsoft is bullish on AI security agent. So basically what this story is saying is that they are using AI to reverse payloads, okay? Why is this important? There's this, kind of like uncomfortable anxiety in cyber, in really all workforce, that AI is going to take your job, okay? Like, oh, if it can do my job, like why would, why would the employer pay me? I take vacations, I take breaks, I have human resource problems. I don't like Jan in accounting, right? I only work 9 to 5. If AI can do it, AI will work 24/7. AI won't ask for a break. AI won't ask for a promotion. AI doesn't care about Jan in accounting. So from a business perspective, and honestly, guys, like it's one of those things that you just have to have like a really objective, passionless review of to think through it. It's very similar to what I was just saying about these threat actors and doing ROI. As a business, if you're faced with two choices and one of them is far more economical than the other, you're going to choose that one, right? And it's not because they don't like you, it's because it's business, right? Okay, so that's the uncomfortable reality that we're all dealing with. Now, this AI security agent reversed the payload, identified it as malware, and auto blocked it, which then rolled through Defender. Now, they said in the story this is the first time this has happened, human or AI, and it is quite powerful. What I would point out is two things. One, AI is not great. Like, like from a consistency perspective, you could see it says in the headline 74% of malware slipped through. Okay, if you're treating AI like a silver bullet, like it's perfect, you're going to expose yourself to undue risk because it's not perfect and it does make mistakes. And essentially, I feel like a lot of the AI, dude, I'm seeing this at Black Hat all over the place. It's like hype central everywhere. Like, oh, our AI can do all the things. Dude, there's one company called Blink Ops that like they have a giant sign that says like basically replace everybody or like automate all the human tasks or something insane like that. It's like very dystopian. So, I would just say, in my opinion, for the foreseeable future, AI will continue to be a tool that can make reverse engineers and malware analysts and incident responders and threat actors, right, criminals as well, be able to do their job faster with more fidelity and have less burnout, less fatigue, dude, reversing files is like time consuming, right? Dude, if you've worked in a SOC for a minute, right? How many tickets have you closed, right? You're just getting hammered with tickets all the time. Um, so if you can use AI to like basically lighten the load for you, take a load off, Sally, take a load for free, right? You know, that song's written for AI. Take a load off AI, take a load for me, take a load off AI, and put the load on me. That's what Joshua's talking about.
Shall we play a game?
All right. So I will say though that I would imagine that this area of research is going to continue to be very dominant. Like again, think about the money, right? Businesses see an opportunity to save unbelievable amounts of money by having software do human jobs. This quality level is too low to be acceptable, so they're going to be pumping money into it to have it be better, right? Period, full stop. So I will say, if you're the Phil Staffords of the world, the John V's of the world, there's probably going to be a boatload of money being thrown at research around AI security agents and fidelity of human tasking being automated and stuff like that. So I will say that it will be short lived, right? Because at some point it'll be high enough quality, even if it's not 100%. Like say I don't know what the number is, 90%, 99%, 99.99%, whatever it is. At some point, it'll be close enough for management, and then it'll be not a good time for us.
Abuse Microsoft 365 to spoof internal users. Attackers are exploiting Microsoft 365's direct send to spoof internal emails and bypass security filters, tricking users with phishing messages that appear legitimate. The method avoids authentication checks and has hit over 70 U.S. organizations, mostly in finance, healthcare, and manufacturing. Experts recommend disabling direct send, enforcing DMARC, and using email header stamping to block these attacks.
All right. Microsoft's Exchange Online Protection, EOP, is a pretty good email security gateway. I like it. I've worked with it in the past. It's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Okay, and many of you are M365 users. Some of you in chat may actually be administering these EOP gateways. Threat actors have found that there is a direct send feature. Thank you, Microsoft, for this feature. That essentially bypasses our key secure email security mechanisms, which you always have to say them together, right? SPF, DMARC, DKIM, because it's sent internally. It doesn't route through the external mail server. It's internal only. How do they do this? Let's see. Oh, these researchers actually documented the technique. I'm feeling lucky. I'm in Vegas. I feel like there's gonna be an infographic here. Come on, infographic. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. All right, it's just a bunch of screenshots, bruh. Oh, here we go. Hey, hold on now. I knew there'd be a screen infographic. This one, dark mode, dark blue on light blue. Excuse me. I needed a moment with this infographic. Okay. And if you're a first timer here, I love infographics. I think they're so awesome because they save time by being able to deliver massive amounts of information in a very visually digestible way. So the attacker sends a exploit, which is an unauthenticated SMTP message somehow, or packet, into Microsoft 365 Online, which delivers it to the inbox. And I don't get that. So basically, I thought that they were weaponizing a victim user and kind of redirecting it from a victim user to another victim, but they're not. they have some type of SMTP manipulated packet that the Exchange Online server doesn't see well. I would have to imagine, honestly, guys, Microsoft has fixed this, right? Microsoft had to have fixed this. I will just say that it looks like the initial email comes in as a voicemail. So you can see here it's coming from Ring Central. You can change the window dressing on this and say it's coming from Google Voice or whatever. But the key thing here is that there is an attachment that is a video file, or excuse me, an audio file. The audio file itself is hosted on either OneDrive or it isn't an audio file and it just directs you to a malicious landing page. Okay, cool. We're getting some additional insight here. FedEx is saying in chat that this particular bug is not fixed and the threat actor does not need a password or compromised account. It just abuses M365. So, unfortunately, this is one of those ones where you definitely need to. This would be one of those ones where you could send it out to your workforce, right? And say, hey guys, like really quick, we're working to resolve this issue, but be aware that basically emails could be coming that don't have the warning banner. Like FedEx, do you know if so another like easy control that you can set once and it's always there, and I'm sure many of you have seen this in your life, is if an external email comes into your organization, you can put a banner on it, like basically append something to it. A lot of times organizations will append like yellow highlighted red font that says this email came from an external source, be aware, or whatever. And essentially this is a way to label email that pretends to be coming from internal but has that marking on it. I don't know if that appending external email, appending notification gets bypassed as well in this instance. But if you, okay. So it looks like FedEx has got a lot of information on this and has actually done this as a practice or as a simulation to be able to educate his workforce. So this is very cool. Tim McDonald says it's not been fixed by Microsoft and headers in the EML file has been obfuscated. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is a big part. Like, again, some stories are like, whatever, right? Like this Google AI home thing, this is kind of cool, but like, we don't need to do anything because it's fixed. And like, if you're, your organization may not be running Google Home. This one right here, dude, phishing emails is a massive initial attack vector. And if you can't abuse M365, this is really bad. So I would educate your end users about this one, and then keep your eyes on Microsoft fixing this. I would have to imagine that this is going to be a priority for Microsoft to get sorted out sooner than later. As a quick fix, you can enable Microsoft 365 to reject direct send emails. So basically disabling the feature that is being utilized by the threat actors. That I would do that, right? You're still going to be able to get the email to the person, right? So we don't lose the business capability. It probably just isn't sent as fast and it looks like it, goes out and comes back. But at the end of the day, it's definitely better than offering this technique for a threat actor to abuse. So that's what I would do. If you can disable this direct send, that's what I would do. Again, FedEx is actively dealing with this issue. He says in chat, I'm dealing with it for 2 weeks internally. It's bad and can be bad. Ultimately, it's the human firewall because even your users can't report it. M365 says it's malicious. Yeah, it's bad. Again, your organization might be too big where you can't disable this direct send because of bureaucracy reasons or whatever, but I would do it. In fact, let's just do this really quickly. I just Googled how to disable direct send Microsoft 365. Literally, Barracuda Campus looks like they have a write-up that's 3 days old, so they're right on top of this particular issue. And they have a step-by-step technique using PowerShell to disable this. So here, thank you, Barracuda. I'm going to drop a link in chat for everybody. There you go. Give that a shot. All right, let's keep cooking.
Fake VPN and spam blocker apps tied to Vextrio used in ad fraud subscription scams. A cybercrime group tied to Vextrio has been distributing fake VPN, spam blocker, and utility apps via Apple's App Store and Google Play, masking them as legitimate tools. These apps trick users into pricey subscriptions, bombard them with ads, and harvest personal data. Behind the scenes, Vextrio runs a massive ad fraud operation using a network of fake companies, traffic distribution systems, and cloaking tools to steer victims to scam sites. The group's operations span dozens of countries and involve over 100 shell companies. Akira Rant.
Damn. Okay, so this is just like a scammy, scummy business practice. This company, Vextrio, it looks like they have tons of companies that are making apps that go into the app store. So then, and then the apps are basically, I don't know. I don't want to call them, they're legal, but they're pain in the butt, right? Or maybe it's illegal. It signs you up for subscription services. It's got all sorts of pop-ups. It essentially makes the app borderline like bloatware. I kind of feel, dude, like you want to talk about a throwback to the 90s. You youngs may not know this, but anyone that's like born in the 80s would definitely know this. Back in the day, man, if you bought a Gateway computer or an HP 486 SX or something like that, these computers would come preloaded with so much bloatware that your computer would suck like immediately. Like it'd be brand new. You'd still have the wrapping sticker thing on it, and you'd like boot it up, and it'd be like, oh hey, like here's your Symantec and your Norton and your McAfee and your Avast like antivirus. Here's like a subscription to Corel Draw. Here's your like it was insane how like here's a bunch of video games you don't want. Like it was brutal. I don't even know if they passed regulations or something, but it sucked for a minute. Sounds like this company's like not pushing these apps to be auto installed on your Android device, but saturating the market. So if you do go online and do sign up for a VPN app, and you're comparing 5 different options, it sounds like the 5 options are all from the same company. They just make it look like it's different. Guys, this is something you could educate your end users on if you want. This is much less of a problem for businesses and organizations to protect their their assets from cybersecurity risks. This is much more for like my Aunt Dorothea or my cousin Danny, who's like, oh, like I'm super tech savvy. I use Android and I custom load all my apps and stuff like that. Like he's the one who's like gonna accidentally install this stuff. It's criminal. It's been around for a while. It sucks, right? So I guess if you're going to install an app, do your research. Don't install dumb stuff.
Ransomware abuses CPU tuning tool to disable Microsoft Defender. Akira ransomware operators are using a legitimate Intel driver in a bring your own vulnerable driver attack to disable Microsoft Defender. Once loaded, it installs a malicious driver that modifies Defender settings via the registry to disable protections. This tactic has been observed in multiple incidents since mid-July. Akira has also been linked to SonicWall SSL VPN exploits and uses SEO poisoning and fake software installers to spread Bumblebee malware, establish persistence, and deploy ransomware across networks. Security researchers recommend close monitoring and using only official download sources.
Yeah, okay. So Akira ransomware is definitely a top 10 ransomware threat actor. Very sophisticated. They do use all sorts of techniques and continue to refine their TTPs. This is a bring your own driver attack. Unfortunately, they are utilizing this is kind of like a blend of a bunch of different things because it's bring your own driver because they're sideloading their own malicious driver, but they're also using initially they're using this Intel CPU tuning driver to disable Microsoft Defender. So it's not good. Like basically, number one, you'd want to definitely figure out what the IOCs are for the initial attack, right? Like so that if you're not using this Intel CPU tuning in your environment, my first thought is either detect if it's being used, because that would be a very strong signal that it's being weaponized, or two, like get rid of it in some if you can. Like again, I it's first I've seen the story, so I don't know if it's easy to delete or not, or just disable. But if you don't need it, why have it, right? All you're doing is introducing capabilities for a threat actor. Once they disable your EDR, they can literally go buck wild. In this case, they do a BYO, bring your own vulnerable driver attack sequence and get going. And once they have that, they get kernel level access and start doing whatever they want. The point here for practitioners, what I would tell you is disabling your EDR is a very popular technique because it's literally the tool that's going to stop them from doing the thing that they want to do. You should, again, this is a question for Wade Wells. I'm making some assumptions here, but you should be able to tell when your EDR solution stops running, right? It's definitely got a service. It definitely has a process. So if that process doesn't exist anymore in your process tree, if that service turns to not stopped or not running, that's a strong signal that there's a problem, right? So I don't know. That's my initial thought on this particular one. Whether it's Microsoft Defender or CrowdStrike or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's if your EDR is getting disabled, that's not good. Now, as far as BYO, bring your own vulnerable driver. Threat actors have been doing this for years. Essentially, drivers are loaded into memory in order to provide some type of service or execute some type of function for you as the user or for another app to do its job, right? This particular driver that they bring in modifies the disable anti-spyware registry setting using regedit. So another indicator of compromise right there, right? If you have end users who are just end users, right? They should not be running regedit. So if you see that, that's alarm bell should be ringing. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, they say right here, the researchers say that this is a high fidelity indicator. 100%, dude. 100%. Disabling EDR and then running regedit to change like a spyware setting. Like you don't get more, you know, the okay, really quickly. In the world of cybersecurity, there's things called false positives. False positives are where something happens on a machine and it looks bad. So you look at it, but it turns out that it's okay. So it's a alert, but when you investigate it, it is not real. It's not a positive alert. It is a false positive. So you'll hear this term false positives often, okay? This right here, when they say high fidelity indicator, that means when this fires, your chances of getting a false positive are very low because there's no legitimate software that's going to disable EDR and then modify registry settings. Like that's that's the threat actor playbook all day, every day. They did provide YARA rules in here for the IOCs if you want. I have a video on the Simply Cyber YouTube channel on what YARA rules are and how to use them. You could see here, I mean, this is the Akira landing page where you can download a free trial of this manage engine software, but really you're downloading malware. Very nice. Yep, and it is what it is. Now, I just wanted to give you guys some more value here because it says the IOCs are available in a YARA. Here, let me see this. It's annoying that the article did not link to it. It's kind of trashy move, but let me do it for you. Let's go. All right, here we go. Can we load, please? Okay. Where's the Yara rules, bruh? Okay, here they are. These are the Yara rules. You can literally just bring this into your environment, and you're off and running. They got some IOCs that you can also use to go threat hunting. I've talked about threat hunting in the past. Threat hunting is where you don't have detections in place yet. So you go look to see if bad's happen in your environment. Oh, hey, quick shout out to Dan Reardon, aka the Haircut Fish, the author of this Janko Jeans photo. He actually found Simply Cyber because of that Yara video that I made. That's fun, man. That's cool. Love it. Okay. You know what? I think that's it. All right, y'all. I hope everyone's having a great morning. It is 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific here in Vegas. This was Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief Podcast, episode 936. If you are in the Vegas area for Hacker Summer Camp, I hope to see you and give you a crisp high five at the Simply Cyber Community Meetup on Friday, August 8th, 4 to 7 p.m. I can drop a link in chat if someone wants it. We are going to be pivoting to jaw jacking. I think we might have a special guest. It'll be me for a minute for sure. But don't go anywhere. We're going to take over jaw jacking. If you got to get out of here, be well, take care, have fun. I hope you got value from the show. Priceless Pancake, 19 months. Love it. Thank you so much, Priceless Pancake. All right, let's go over to jaw jacking. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jaw Jacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some jaw jacking. All right, everybody, welcome to the party. This is Jaw Jacking. I am your host temporarily, Jerry Guy, coming to you live from Vegas. I hope you guys had a great show. I'm going to tell you right now, all you have to do is put a Q in front of your questions in chat, and over the next 30 minutes, we are going to be answering all of your questions. This is a program explicitly designed to enable mentoring at scale. I will be in the background, though, because what I would like to do at this time is introduce you to your Thursday jaw jacking host. Tyler Ramsbo has been crushing it for the last couple weeks. The rotating seat is hot, hot, hot. And I'm very pleased to announce our new Thursday jaw jacking host is none other than community favorite and Monster Energy drinking superhero, Daniel Lowry.
Hey, how's everybody going today?
Doing well, man. Great to see you. Great to have you. I'm going to pop off here, get you. I'll be pinning comments for you, Daniel. And
Okay.
community, I leave you in the very capable hands of Daniel Lowry. Daniel, miss you in Vegas, but have a great show.
Yes, thank you, sir. Welcome everyone, man. That was a good daily cyber threat brief today. I liked how like FedEx was really helping out with that Microsoft 365 thing because he's neck deep in the weeds on that. So that's very, very cool. That said, wow, everybody is here. We're having a good time. Hopefully, I'm not the only person here, right? That we've got others in the chat. I only see me though. So, man, but look at all the chat in here. We
All
got
right,
Phil
hold on. Let's
Stafford.
get this sorted out.
Hold on, Jerry. You're muted, brother.
That's not possible.
That's weird.
I don't know. I don't think that's possible. I can hear me. Of course, I can hear me.
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I wasn't muted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some questions coming in. When you say you don't see the chat, what are you talking about? Like,
What I meant was the other. Is there other people in jaw jacking today, or is it just me?
Oh no, it's Thursday is soloed, buddy.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so I was
sorry, I'm
confused.
sorry.
I saw other faces when I jumped in. I was like, what's going on here? But I guess it was like a still or something.
No, it's just me and you here. If you want, we can do a
Okay.
panel. I'm happy to panel with you.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
All right.
We'll get to it. Go, enjoy. We'll get it now that I'm understanding what's going on.
Okay.
We got this. We're gonna hit these questions. We're gonna have fun. Go have a good time, Jerry. Okay, let's see here. It is time to get at these questions. Good to see everybody today. Let me see where we're at here. I saw some cues go rolling by. Daniel Hulk, Daniel Hulk. Thank you, Runfish. I am not the Hulk. There was a time I was a much more stoutful individual, but that is not me today. Hope everybody's having a great day today as well. And if you can't make it in Vegas like me, then we'll have our own little mini Black Hat DEF CON thing going on all week because we did Cybercast After Dark last night with Kathy. That was a lot of fun. Then we are doing this today. Tomorrow I'll be back in the saddle again with IRL. So we're gonna have a good time. Let me see here. Looking for some questions, looking for some comments. Carrie says, "What do you get if you put a duck?" Where'd it go? What do you get? Where'd it go? Come back. Come back. Oh, I love when the chat. What do you get when you put a duck with something? Jerry spent. Oh, okay. Jerry says he will pin them if you want. Yeah, please pin Carrie. He just had a nice little dad joke going
really
on.
quick, as this is how we sort these things out. If you go into chat in the interface, you'll see the chat streaming, but at the very top, you'll see. Oh wait, maybe because you don't have an admin account, you don't see the pin ones.
I don't have an admin account. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I'll just do it for you.
Okay. Thank you. That's much appreciated.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. Not a question, but I bought a band to attend the meetup tonight to support Black Girls Hack. I won't be attending, but give my band to someone to attend tonight in my place. Oh, that's great, David. Thank you. That's super awesome. I don't how would we get David's band to somebody else that would want to be able to use that, Jerry?
I will. I've been talking to lots of people who are here in Vegas and about the event and stuff like that. David, we will make sure to get your band to an appropriate person. Thank you very much for supporting Black Girls Hack, and thank you very much for just being a great community member. That's very, very nice of you. Very, very considerate.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. Here, another question coming in.
Oh, any suggestion for resume review sites? I don't know of any resume review sites personally, but if you do need your resume reviewed, we have pretty healthy discords going on here. Obviously, the Simply Cyber Discord. I'm not mistaken. They might actually have. Let me jump into the Discord real quick. Into Simply Cyber, and there's a lot. We talk a lot about jobs and everything. And so if you want, you can either go into Simply Cyber Discord and say, hey, I need some help with my resume. I want to polish this thing. Can anybody reach out and help me with this? I'm sure that you will get more than bountiful replies for people that will be able to help you with that. My Discord as well for Cybercast IRL. Lots of definitely places out there. I've never used a resume review site before, so I don't have any that I could suggest for you. But ultimately, at the end of the day, resumes come down to making sure that you are making that resume fit the job that you are trying to apply for. Right? There's a very common thing where people like to just take that resume, apply it broad brush to a bazillion jobs, and fingers crossed that's going to draw some attention. And it's possible. It does happen. And I get it. It's a lot of work. I totally understand that. It's a lot of work to be able to tailor that resume specifically for. So even if you went to a resume review site, I'm guessing that they would only, because I remember back in the day, back when I was first getting started, I had a few people that were professionals at resume reviewing, and they can help you with making it look more polished, giving you better verbiage that you use for the skills and things that you put in there. Honestly, you could probably get a lot of help from ChatGPT as well, or any other AI to kind of help you make it look polished and professional, make sure that it's conforming to like ATS and all that other fun stuff. But at the end of the day, the information in it is what is most important. And it needs to be information that is specific to the job that you are applying for. Okay, so take that job post that you're looking to send that resume to and make sure that anything that they state that you line up with is very much accentuated inside of your resume. That you are pointing out the fact that here's what you say you need, and I've got that covered. I'm ready to rock and roll. So if you need this thing, I can do it. And then you just keep going down the line with all those things. And you always make sure that the most important things that you can provide for them that they say they need in their job posts is the first things that they see when they look at your resume. So that's going to be one of your best things to do, is to try to help your resume get pumped up. So again, sorry, I don't have any resume sites to send you to, but we've got a strong community that would totally be able to help. All right, David Robbins, what's one cyber skill you are currently working on, learning, and why? Love this question. This is a question like, are you in my head? Are you jumping into my brain? Because this is a question I ask not only people such as yourself, people when I do live streams and stuff. This is the question, because we all want to know what's going on, what's hot, right? It's so hot right now, as Jerry would say if he had his soundboard on us. Because what is so hot right now? Obviously, AI is so hot right now, right? This is it is something that I have put into my workflow to try to get more competency with. I think that a good thing for myself, I want to get much stronger with things like MCP, and I want to get a little bit of more skills and acumen when it comes to things like prompt injecting and working on that, building on that. But I would also say for myself personally, OT, ICS, SCADA, those kind of things, I feel like that is just such a slept on field, and it's been around forever, and it's critical. It's critical infrastructure. You know, Kathy was talking to me last night. She's talking about agriculture and how her PhD degree is trying to build up and work with cyber as it marries into the ag systems. And that's a critical piece of any country's economy and infrastructure. If you don't have food, you have people that are starving, and that's no bueno, right? So look for those things. That's what I'm really interested in, is like, okay, that seems interesting. Where is cyber kind of pulling up the rear and not really incorporated as well as it should be? Those are great places that you could and have very interesting things that you could niche into, could make you a unicorn in the space. Okay, let's see here. B-Bit. I'm making a transition from gaming to cybersec. Welcome to the party, pal. However, right? A lot of what I'm reading in some other Discords and Reddit is very low down in tone on getting hired. Any recs on staying positive? Yeah. Okay. So just, fact of the matter is, it's rough out there right now when it comes to the job market in IT and cyber. It's still possible to get jobs, right? I think that Jerry and I and the others that you see regularly in this show will tell you that one of the very best things you can do, obviously, is networking, but that's advice on what to do to help increase your chances. You're asking about staying positive, though. What can you do? Well, you know what? I think it's funny you bring this up, because I've been thinking about this my own self. There's a lot of people that are feeling just like you are, right? We all understand what's going on, and it's not awesome internally. It can be easy to kind of go down the aisle of despair. And my answer to that question, as of just a couple of days ago, I'm like, you know what? We're not having fun anymore. Cyber was interesting because it seemed fun. And then you start getting your hands on all these tools, and it was fun. Oh, you're like, oh, this is so cool. I'm playing with this technology. And and then you're like, well, I've built all these skills that should be marketable. I should be able to get work in that. And that's where the rough spot is right now. I think right now the best thing you can do is lean back into the fun part of it, is to remember what you love so much about it and continue down that line as you work to gain employment in that space. So I think, and I'm going to do my best to bring the fun, right? Because I got to bring it for myself. I want to bring it for you. So if you're watching me doing it, Jerry's doing it as well, we try to come in here and make this fun again and have a great time, build up the community. You got to come in, everybody's supporting each other. So get locked in with the community and let people know, hey, I'm struggling right now. What's something I can do to kind of get my mind off of the difficulty, and they'll help me to stay positive. We got a great community of people out there. So many people that I have met that we get it. And we're here locking arms, going, hey, if I can help, I will. And that can be a big help to let you know that you're not the only person out there. It's not just you all by your lonesome. You get locked in with a good community. You meet some people, they become friends. And I have found personally that is super helpful to keep your positive spirits up. So hopefully that helps. Reach out to us and LinkedIn, send us messages, come and hang out with us like you're doing now and talk with us. And hopefully we can keep each other supported and keep the spirits high. From Shane F. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Shane. How's it going? I'm really enjoying the VMware series. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Right? That was a lot of fun to make. That Broadcom, right? It's like, do you not want us to love you? I don't understand it. Have you had any issues with the plugins while installing Nessus on VMware? No, I've done it before and I didn't have any issues with it. I don't know what issues specifically you'll be talking about because there may very well be issues in your lab, but not mine, even though they're similar. But you know how it is. Just one little thing can cause all sorts of problems for everyone. And it's gonna be well, it works on my computer. And I'd hate that to be the case, but I have not specifically found any issues. I'm actually, I'm gonna drop a little insider baseball here. Your boy Dan's working on something. I've been missing the trainer seat a little more lately. So I'm working on something. I'm specifically going to be doing some Nessus stuff here in just a little bit. So if I see anything, Shane, reach out to me on LinkedIn. Make sure we're connected. If I see anything, we'll get a conversation going. If I don't, I'll let you know that as well. So hit me up on LinkedIn. That way we can kind of catch up with that. Oh, it's Carrie. Q. I love. He's like, hey, I have a question. I am working on research with my A+ and Security Plus. Good for you, brother. Good for you. There is a cert that the school districts, since they use Google for everything. Just wondering how to get me noticed by IT. I work nights. Okay. So you've got, you're researching an A+ and Security Plus that the school district, since they use Google for everything. So are you saying that they use the Google security certification? Like is that what you're saying? It's kind of a difficult to decipher that part of your sentence there, brother. But will it get you noticed in IT? Here's the thing. Certs will get you noticed by people that value those certs. So the answer is very subjective. Yes, it will get you noticed by certain people. Other people, they don't care. So it's going to be very much, absolutely positively, maybe is the answer to that. It never hurts to have them. Okay, it's not, and so that's the good news about your certifications, regardless of what they may be. They're never really like a net negative, right? You never go, oh well, I mean, I see you got all these certs, and you're obviously just useless because all you care about is certifications. I've never heard that happening. I've never experienced that happening. The more certs you tend to have, if that resume gets in the eyes of a hiring manager, it's like, oh, that's impressive. I mean, in my experience, you see someone that's got a laundry list of certs behind your name, you go, wow, that's not easy to do. That's an accomplishment. But, that doesn't necessarily mean they're getting a job or anything, but it's always a positive for a certification, typically anyway. So you got to focus in on what you know is going to be valuable for the jobs you're looking for. So look at the job posts, go to Indeed, go to wherever, and look at the job posts for the jobs that you're searching for and see what it is that they tend to value. If those are lining up with what you're working on, all the better, right? If you're looking for something in a school district and they value Google certs, go check them out. Go see what you can do. Is that possible? Maybe you should pivot, right? If that's really where you want to put your eggs, is in that school district basket, and that's what they value, then I would suggest you moving in that way. If not, that's cool. Just keep on plugging. Having your current A+ and Security Plus will not be a detriment to you. At least it hasn't been in my experience. All right, let's see. Moving on. We got Alicia Parkinson. I like that name. I always like the name Alicia. Sounds so like aristocracy or something. What are the best soft skills to have in order to launch your career or would benefit the cyber community? Great question. This is, you're obviously picking up on what we've all been putting down on just about anybody can pick up some technical skills. Not that those are easy or anything. Don't hear me like diminish the technical skills. They are must have. You've got to have them. You will not be able to get a job without them. but it's kind of like the right and the left hand, right? This is the 1-2 punch in your career. Got to have those tech skills, but soft skills are extremely important as well. And this best skills to have in that is being able to communicate, right? Orally and written. Those two key skills right there will you want to set yourself above, demonstrate that you have oral and written capabilities, those soft skills, to be able to. I'll throw on a third that doesn't get talked about a lot, but if you can develop the skill of making your employer, your customer, your client, whatever the case is, feeling comfortable and that you two are in it as a team, right? That skill goes a long way as well, but that only comes from good communication skills, right? You'll never be able to make them feel that way if you cannot communicate properly with them. So work on those oral. Do some things like go take an improv class. That's one of the best things. It helps you get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And of course, if that's possible, yeah, not everybody can go take an improv class, but do some public speaking. Make some videos and then rewatch them. You don't have to share them with anybody, or you can just share them with close friends and say, "Hey, I really enjoy your constructive criticism on this." Trust me, you start watching yourself enough, you're going to pick up where you're. And then the next thing you do is and then so then we'll click this and so if you see that happening, you're gonna go, I don't really sound conversational here. I don't really sound professional. I need to work on that. How can I squash those ums? So that's where I would start, is develop things, and of course written as well. Write up a report, do a blog post, try to make something that is meant to be in a professional space, ghostwrite for something. That would be a great way to develop those soft skills. And then you have demonstrable skills. You can say, here are things I can show you. If you would like to see a demonstration of said skills that I've put on this resume, here's where you can go and you can check those out. So hopefully that helps you out. And that will be my advice. Alicia back. Good morning, Daniel. Any must-read books you think the community would enjoy or would find helpful? Well, there's tons of them out there. I highly recommend. So if you're looking in the technical space of stuff, I love No Starch Press books, right? I think we can all agree that No Starch Press books are really great. They're usually really fun to read. They cover some really good topics and they do it in really professional ways. But, also, going back to, listen, if you can't keep Daniel engaged, he ain't going to be able to do it. I'm sorry. It's just really tough for me to read dry textbooks. That's, today, kids, we're going to learn about web application vulnerabilities. We will start with the injection attacks. Right. It's like, no, I'm sorry. I fell asleep. What's going on? So I love No Starch Press books for that fact, as they do such a great job. Packet books are PAKT, right? I think our PACKT publishers, they tend to have some really decent books out there as well. We got a lot of esoteric authors. I used to do a lot of review for their books, and a ton of them that I reviewed were really fun and interesting. Wiley's got specific books that I would throw out there. I'm trying to think, because I stay in the pen testing, hacking, red team space of things. That's going to be where my mind goes on stuff. So books I would recommend: Advanced Penetration Testing, great book. It's a little bit older at this point. That's the only bad thing about books, is like as soon as they're published, they have a shelf life at this point, because things are evolving at a rate we could not have expected. It just goes so fast. But that doesn't mean that the concepts in them are necessarily, what's the word? Extinct, right? You can still glean some really good information out of it. You just have to evolve. You have to take the concept and apply the newer techniques to those concepts. But I like that one. Advanced Penetration. There's Red Teaming Handbook, the Red Team Field Manual. That's a good little, just like quick technical kind of book to have on the shelf. The web app, is it the web app hackers? What is the name of that book? It's over there on my shelf. I can't see the spine. It's the web app hackers handbook. Yes, web application hackers hand. Jerry with the win. He got. Well, I think we met in minds at the same time. He's got a little private chat he just hit me with. So yeah, that's the one. Great book. I remember I was talking with Jason Haddix about that book, and he said when he got into web app pen testing and bug bounty hunting and everything, he said it was like his Bible. And if you've ever seen somebody who's like super like religious and their Bible is just like earmarked and highlighted, he said that's how his web app hacker's handbook was. Is that he spent so much time reading, rereading, highlighting notes, and just really soaking into that I think that's why he's as successful as he is, because he spent time with that book until it became second nature for him. So there are some recommendations. I like all those books. Anything by Sparkflow as well. The author's name is Sparkflow. Great books, like a narrative and which I'm a huge fan of. Context all around, right? Really great stuff. So check those out as well. Phil Stafford, what's up, Phil Stafford? Good to see you, my man. I'd love to see what you're working on. REAI. Yeah, I don't have anything proper, like no videos or anything quite yet. I've got to do some labbing, and I've just been really, really super busy lately, so I haven't been able to get to that. But I'm trying to be more consistent with recorded content for YouTube. I'm working on something else that is taking up a lot of my time as well. But I really need to make sure I find some space and time for YouTube content for things like that, because it's a lot of fun. I think it's super relevant. And hopefully I would like to put stuff out there that helps people so that they don't got to go through the hard thing. Like I've been doing a bunch of C2s lately on my YouTube channel of, hey, here's how to start messing with C2 stuff. I'm going to help you get up and running it at the very least. And here's a bunch of different ones. So you pick the one you think looks coolest and you ride with it, right? So here's how we get it installed. Here's how we get it up and running. Here's how we, generate an agent or whatever they want to call it, an implant or whatever the case is, a beacon. How's how we, now we can shovel that over to a thing and get it running, have it reach back into the listener, and we can see we've got the connection and we can start working with it. And now here you go. Take the reins. You've got the car turned on. Everything is working. Now it's time for you to enjoy, and I'm hands off the wheel at that point. And then maybe I'll come back later and we'll do a little more deep dive into some of those things. But I got to get some AI labbing done, but I just haven't had time for that right now. But I'm going to. It's absolutely on the list. Let's see here. What's next? Roswell, UK. What's up, Roswell? Good to see you here. Open question. I've got loads. You're British. So I've got loads of experience. 22 years across solution design, coding, delivery, analysis, consultancy, teaching, mentoring, security, databases, etc. How the heck do I resume that? That's my best British accent. Hopefully you like that. It wasn't too bad. I'm working on it though. I'm working on it. That's a great question. I think it actually, I'm gonna lean on some of the same information that I gave to Alicia about resume. So you've got tons of experience. You've got tons of skills. Right now, you need to. Unfortunately, man, the hard work at this point is going, this is a job I think I would be a really good fit for. Now I need to take all those skills and build a resume that makes this company go, did someone grow this person in a lab specifically for us? And because you have so many skills, that should be a whole lot easier for you. And then, the state of the thing is the state of the thing. We got some weird stuff. I've talked about ghost jobs and things of that nature. So there's going to be some friction with finding those work. But from there, I think you've got I think I've hopefully given you the roadmap to help you with that, to say, this is all about tailor making. Imagine if you were to write a resume for that job specifically, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to have a much better time. It's going to be a lot more work. But as I always say, if you're not willing to work that hard for you, why would you be willing to work that hard for me? And the Protestant work ethic is alive and willing. In this guy, hopefully it is in you. You know what I mean? That you're just going to put your hand to the plow and do what you got to do, because that's going to give you the success. That's what's going to make you stand out from other people. Because, Jerry gets this a lot. I'm sure I get DMs all the time of, hey, I've sent out 500 resumes. And I go, oh man, that's a lot. Did you make sure to do the hard work of tailoring those resumes to each one of those 500 jobs you send it to? Well, no, I just kind of YOLO'd my resume. Okay, yeah, that's a plan. That's a way you can go. and you'll have a non-zero chance of success with that. I don't know how much above zero that is, but in my experience, that seems to be a really difficult way to go. You want to stand out, you got to let people know what's up. I mean, reach out to companies as well. Let them know that resume is coming in hot. And well before you send it, kind of, this has been a lot of my uh, advice to people. You see companies, if you're in the I don't have a job right now kind of thing, you have to start building connections. And if you have a job right now, you better start building connections because you never know what's coming down the road. Okay. Start building connections, meaningful connections with people that you really care about, that are in organizations that you really find interesting, doing things that you find interesting, that have work in those spaces so that you, if you ever find yourself in those positions, to say, hey, you know what? I'm ready to move. I'm ready to pivot out of whatever it is I'm doing. Or, hey, you know what? I'm open to work. I'm ready to go to work. Some people were like, oh, I know you. Because bridging that gap of knowing someone is such the biggest thing you can do to help you get that work. All right, let's see here. Roswell, Lowry needs nickname Daniel, insert Lowry. Any past nicknames you liked or hated? I used to have a friend, Jeremy. He called me D-Low all the time. And I didn't mind that so much. That was a good one. I've never had a proper, like, Daniel, T-Bone Lowry or whatever. But my friend Jeremy used to call me down. Most of my like friends call me just by my last name. Hey Lowry, what are you doing? How's it going? Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah. So, and I do the same thing with them. I call them by their last names. I don't know where we get that, but there was a time when had a bunch of friends that were named Dan or Daniel. There was like 3 or 4 of us, so that was probably where it spawned from. But yeah, there you go. All right, let's see here. Where are we at with time? Oh my goodness, is it 9:30 already? My goodness. All right. Well, looks like we are there. If you want to check more of me out, you want to come hang out with me tomorrow, I've got Cybercast IRL at 10 a.m. Eastern. You come check that out on my YouTube channel. You just go to youtube.com/@Daniel Lowry, and you'll be able to get to there. I will also be posting that link in LinkedIn today and other places. So there'll be plenty. It'll be in my Discord. I'll drop a link to that there as well. So if you want to come hang out, continue the convo, I'll be more than glad to have you. It'll be a lot of fun. We have a great time there. Also have a Cybercast After Dark on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, doing a night show. We had a great time with Kathy Chambers last night. We actually played Who Wants to Be a Cyber Pro. It was a lot of fun. I did a game show. Man, it was really entertaining. So I hope to keep doing that. But that is the end of the show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Jerry, do you want to take it, or should we just call it a day right here?
As soon as you said goodbye, I was going to play the outro, but since you called me onto stage, thank you everybody for being here. Daniel, great inaugural jaw-jacking session. Definitely worked. My camera clearly frozen. That's an OBS problem, but you can hear me just fine, and that's also fine. We'll miss you in Vegas. Daniel will pour a little bit out for you.
Thank you,
everybody.
Sir.
Yep. If you're in Vegas, come by the Simply Cyber meetup. If you're not, check the Con Chat channel on Discord to see the pictures from it. Otherwise, we're going to boogie out of here. Until next time, Daniel, maybe be on the panel tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Oh, there you go. So if you want more Daniel, come back tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. or 9 a.m. and we'll get Eastern, and we'll get him. All right. Until next time, everyone, stay secure.